Let me know. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if everything's working all right real quick in the sky. Hi, Antonio. I see you over there. Hi, Professor Oak. Hopefully you're having a good time in Orlando at Comic-Con or Collecticon. Grab one thing. All right. Since this was gonna be a kickoff for League of Legends, but some things came up. Of course, the normal weekend stuff and people getting sick and everything. So we're still gonna do kind of a kickoff on it. So Professor Oak is on here, and we have Rock Pokemon, Pokemon USA, Captain Zach Sparrows, TCG Grading, and myself have all kind of joined together to create what we're going to be calling a League of Legends, TCG League of Legends. And the reason we're doing this is that we wanted to create a little bit more of a community of investors that are more like ourselves, a little bit maybe down to earth, a little bit easier going, a little bit more realistic at our expectations. We don't have millions of dollars to spend on Pokemon TCG, of course, and it's just more realistic for us to, of course, be running around that 10 to 20,000, even no more than $50,000 in a year or even a couple years in the Pokemon TCG. So it gives you a little bit more realistic idea of what's happening in the markets. Hey Terry, yeah. And that's the point of it. We wanted to create a more realistic group of investors that are looking at maybe modern stuff. It's not just going to be Pokemon. A lot of the times we've been doing things primarily on Pokemon. Of course, this stream will go and be any kind of TCG. We've decided we're going to open it up to anything. It could be marketing. It could be the grading side. It could be, we could go Flesh and Blood. We could go, MetaZoo. We could go anywhere with this. And it's going to travel from channel to channel. So down below in the description are a link for the 6 channels that are currently involved in this. And definitely something that we are going to continue to move forward with here, hopefully soon, maybe next weekend or soon here we'll be having a live, or we'll have a couple of us on here having a discussion on each certain topic. So as I said, that's what we were going to do today. But of course, Captain Zach Sparrows is going to be on here today, and he ended up getting some family issues and some mechanical issues at his house. And then TCG Grading just came off of a cold, so he's way behind on his workload. So he just decided that it wasn't going to be time he got set up and got everything working. It just wasn't going to work. So, and that's reasonable. I mean, this is going to happen, of course, when we're dealing with multiple people in different areas. So we're just going to have to go with it today. Today, what I figured we would just go ahead and talk about is that I'm just going to talk about the current market in Pokemon. We'll just stick with Pokemon today and just go through the current market, what we're seeing, what's happening, some movements if there have been any. And currently what we're seeing right now in the Pokemon TCG is that Modern seems to be doing extremely well. We're seeing a lot of movement in Evolving Skies. If everybody's noticed, Evolving Skies booster boxes have now gone up to about 150, 140 right in that range, which is a big movement in the last probably 3 weeks. So if you were investing in, short-term investing into Evolving Skies, now would be a great opportunity to potentially move in on that stuff and definitely make a little bit of money on that. Or like we're doing myself, we bought 5 boxes, we're going to sell 4 and keep 1 behind just to reduce that exposure and be able to move that money into Brilliant Stars now that Brilliant Stars is released. From what I can see, Brilliant Stars, there's a ton of product out there, guys. I don't think that there's any shortage right now of products. There's tons of people able to get what they want, tons of things available. I've gone to a bunch of stores. Everybody has things on the shelves. There's ETBs. Our LGSs and LCSs all have plenty of booster boxes, so I don't think that there's going to be any shortage currently. There is word on the street, and I don't know what the validity of it is that we will be seeing only a 2-wave system on Brilliant Stars, but not really for sure can find any confirmation on that part of it. So as we kind of get a little bit closer here to that second wave, we'll probably be able to find out from some of our distributors. I've heard this from a distributor and from an online source now, so it might have some validity to it. So we'll see. Maybe Pokemon is working back to doing a one giant release system like they did with Darkness Ablaze and Vivid Voltage. I kind of was under the impression that they might like that wave system, but I know that a lot of their sales places do not, just because they don't have the product at hand up front, and of course, to really drive that through. And sometimes they're short, sometimes they run out, and by the time they get the next wave, of course, then you start to have that hype and FOMO die, or the next set's rolling out, and then they don't get that definite all that out there, and then they're kind of stuck with product, kind of like what we saw with Chilling Reign, Evolving Skies, and Celebrations when Fusion Strike was released. They just got all pounded into one spot, and nobody really moved. Even though it seems like that's been pretty well absorbed, honestly. I've been seeing really good, well, I wouldn't say really good numbers, but really low numbers of these products in the stores again. So that means that the market is successfully absorbing these products slowly. And as we're seeing, some of the prices are slowly starting to move up. Chilling Reign is doing a little bit of a movement up now. Battle Styles is still a little bit slow, but that's to be expected. I think that, once again, we got to get tournament play in order to actually see that set really do well and actually move up again. I don't know. I still haven't seen any actual wording on tournament play here coming up in the Pokemon TCG sanctioned tournament play coming up here in 2022. So hopefully we get some news on that. And if we do, then we might actually be able to see some of these products move up. Like I said, I just want to do a quick little update on the market stuff, and then we'll open it up to any questions that anybody has. Might be a little bit shorter of a live than I was expecting, but that's okay. It's Sunday, so next thing I'm seeing is that Watsi stuff. Watsi stuff continues to be kind of volatile right now. It seems to be moving down, and then it moves up for a few, maybe a week or so, and then it'll kind of flatline, and then it kind of moves down. And I think that that's attributed to PSA. How much comes back from grading, what we're seeing for saturation on the grading part of it. Professor Oak, which is you see him in the moderator position here. If you go to his channel, he's doing some fantastic work of just showing what's coming back for Watsi as a grading. So how many cards are coming back, how many of them are PSA 9s, and how many of them are 10s. And then he also breaks down how many of them are 10 hollows. So you can actually see what was one of the suspicions actually a long time ago was, is there going to be enough good quality cards going to PSA, especially those hollows? Because back then, none of us really took care of those cards. I mean, we played them, we pulled them, we threw them in binders, we threw them in the shelving units. They got moved with us 16 times as we moved around in life, from college to home and back, and moving into our lives with our families. And nobody knew the quality of these cards, and I think that's really starting to show. The interesting thing is that the ones that Professor Oak even has, he's getting like 4 to 8 PSA 10s back on some of these. And I'm wondering how much of those are even just fresh card pulls. These are not collection cards that were sent in. These were just freshly pulled from the packs. And definitely one of those things that's kind of interesting. And like I said, it's gonna be kind of hit or miss in that Watsi era, especially as more and more PSA cards continue to come back. If too many come back in certain areas and the grading isn't worth it any longer, I think we're going to see a singles jump also down there, which I think is kind of putting a stall to some people that are looking at that as collecting or investing, is that they're concerned that there's going to be an influx of these singles because PSA doesn't sound like they're going to get caught up with the backlog until the end of 2022. And that's just it. If it's not coming back till that long, of course, that's going to kind of dampen that end of the market for right now. But there are some good deals, some good PSA cards out there for sale right now. Hesitant. I mean, if you find some really good 10s, CGC 10s, PSA 10s out there right now, there are definitely some good deals on these cards. These cards definitely have some growth potential in them, and it could be a little bit of a risk, but it's just kind of one of those things that it's such a low price that sometimes it's really hard to pass up some of these PSA cards and what the grading is on them. And they could only, worst case scenario is we get 100 of them back and it washes the market out again. But at the price range that you're looking at, it's not a huge gamble at this point because of the amount that we have inside or coming back or how many are out there right now. So Like I said, these are just things that I'm seeing right now in the market. I don't know if anybody else is seeing something interesting, but other than that, I'm just going to go ahead and kick over to the channel or the chat if anybody's got any questions. I see there's some comments here. I got one booster box, evolutions, one battle style, one evolving skies, and one brilliant star, one fusion strike. Oh, that's your collection right now. That's what you've got together for booster boxes. Like I said, any of them could do extremely well. I don't see any real sets in the Sword and Shield era right now that are stumbling. I want to say they are really kind of just moving along and doing their normal inside of their 2 years. But in general, I don't think we're going to be seeing any horrible sets out of Sword and Shield era right now. Fusion Strike's a little bit on the weak side. Battle Styles is weak when it comes to the characters themselves, but it actually has a good playability, which is where I actually look at it for the tournament side of it, how that set could be affected. In general, saving one from each set isn't even a bad option. I mean, it's not an expensive course of action to just get one of each booster box from each set and just put it away. There's not going to be much loss or much risk when it comes to that part of it. But if you definitely wait through the wave system here, Chilling Reign, I still think should be having another reprint here. We should be getting that third wave. Same with Evolving Skies. There should be another wave of Evolving Skies coming. And then we just saw Celebrations. I don't know if anybody else has noticed it. We're seeing a good influx of Celebration products again, at least at our local Walmarts. And, I've been in like 4 of them. And it's just going to keep coming. I think we're at wave 1, wave 2. A lot of people think that Celebrations is done because Pokemon, I don't know if anybody saw, some people saw it, the email where Pokemon Center put out that all exclusive Pokemon products on PokemonCenter.com will be removed as of yesterday. So yesterday was your last opportunity to purchase, and I think that was like the trinkets, deck boxes, that exclusive ETB, shirts, the skateboards, and all them kind of things that they kind of did as exclusive products. They will no longer be selling those, but I did talk to my friend in distribution, and he said that they, with a person, and we were actually talking about how it seemed like the Charizards are just going to fight themselves. The Charizard prices are actually dropping fairly quickly now that these sets are coming out, and I think the reasoning being on that is because there's so many of them. So you can't sit there and chase all, what is there, 3 of, there's a full art, there's the V-Star, the Rainbow Rare, and then the alternate art. So there's 4 decent ones inside of that set. And we fear that what's going to happen is those prices on there are going to drop pretty dramatically on those cards. They're going to kind of do like Champion's Path, where the 2 of them kind of fight themselves and actually lower each other down because there's so many. Nobody has money to spend on all of them, and that's where it's going to go. Trainer gallery cards. There's a lot of beautiful trainer gallery cards. I've actually been pulling a few things now, and I've had some really good luck on the trainer gallery. A couple of VMAXs, a couple of the nice little. I got the Flareon card. We got the Urshifu single strike VMAX. We got the Mimikyu VMAX, and we have not pulled the Charizard, but we did pull the full art Arceus, which was really exciting, really fun to actually get that. So there's some beautiful artwork in here. Now I've actually sat down and actually took the time to break down the set and look at it. And I said this time I wasn't going to pre-look at it. Usually I try and do things ahead and look at it. And this time I just made the conscious decision that I wasn't going to look. I wasn't going to go and dig through the sets. I wasn't going to try and find all the details. And I'm glad I didn't. There's been some really good cards that really stood out, were really good looking, and I really enjoyed the artwork inside of them. So Brilliant Stars has actually got a lot of stuff, but as I'm seeing here, we're going to see that trainer gallery set especially. It seems like most of the cards are fairly easy to pull inside of that trainer gallery. So that price is going to drop pretty quickly, and that's just going to be a continual thing, I think, for at least the next month. And we'll see where it settles after that. Let's see. While GameStop was selling 25th Celebration Collector's Chest, I picked up quite a few. No, them collector's chests are nice. I actually just picked up about 5 of them here at Walmart, at my local Walmart. They got in, seemed like they had like 20 of them on the shelf, which is fine. but they're a fun little collector's chest. I mean, plus the chest itself is cool because if you got kids, it's also got the lunchbox factor to it, which, you know, anymore buying a lunchbox is $20 anyways. So just kind of a cool little factor to get that lunchbox for the kids. You get the nice little promo cards inside of there. Of course, I do love the promo cards of Celebrations. Them cards I feel might be a little bit underrated right now because people see promo and it kind of turns them off. But I like the fact that they took all of these cards in like a Toxtricity and put them back, you know, in Neo era. They took Zamazenta and put it at level X. They did, you know, they mix matched all these Pokemon into places that they've never been. And to me, that was more interesting and fun than it was actually seeing, you know, all this stuff going on with just reprints. To me, reprints aren't as much fun. I'd rather see new cards, interesting cards, better cards in that set. And they could have definitely done it both ways, but they did do a lot of just, you know, same here, same there, same here. And it just made Celebrations kind of a little bit of a downer for myself. I know I'm not the only person that feels that way, but collectability, chess, definitely a great option. I think that Pokemon exclusive ETB is going to be a great option. Of course, UPC. I mean, I know everybody's tired of hearing that, and I mean, it is. It's going to be a great option. And like I said, even that Pikachu figurine collection, if you could keep that, I've got 2 of them, and one of them's damaged already. That cardboard is so flimsy and so weak that it just won't stand on itself. It almost collapses on itself just from gravity. So I don't know if you could find a way to keep that safe long time wise and keep the box formed correctly. I think that you will be really good and you'll have some really good investments even on that Pikachu figurine collection as a sealed product. I think it looks better sealed than it does up on the shelf up above me outside of the box. It's just the way it's laid out and everything looks really good. Let's see. Stomp Killer. After the 3-year mark, we're going to see what and how. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We'll see in 3 years how things are going to roll out. It's going to be interesting. It depends on if Pokemon 2 starts to back down on the print rates. If we go back more to as we move out of Sword and Shield and we go into the next set, and let's say Pokemon starts to downsize their printing because not as many people are in the Pokemon TCG, people might be going after Sword and Shield stuff because of the shortages, kind of like we had in Sun and Moon. There was really low print rates. So sometimes some of the product, even back then, it wasn't a big rush. I mean, people weren't trying to kill each other for it. But sometimes your local stores didn't carry as much as you would have liked. And you could go back to Sword and Shield stuff and be able to get those products. And you might see a little bit of a jump at that 2-3 year mark, like you're saying, Stomp. Hey, Blitzkrieg, how are you doing today? Hopefully you guys are having a good day. You know what, Antonio? Either A, it's been opened more than any other set so far, or B, the hit rates are just so incredibly high in this that everybody has the chase cards. I have seen so many Rainbow Charizards on my Facebook feeds and on shorts and on everything else right now that this is starting to feel like we're going to see Rainbow Charizards everywhere. Same thing with the full art or that alternate art. I've seen probably 100 to 200 of them alternate arts pulled here in the first weekend. And it's just crazy how many of them are always coming through. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the actual pull rates are of this. I'm kind of been watching Danny Phantom because he typically has a great pull rate video as it comes up. And he might have some really good insight to see what these pull rates. TCG players should be coming up with their pull rates too that might be out. I was going to check here this afternoon again and see. It wasn't out yesterday, but typically within the first 48 to 72 hours, they have that pull rate. So what's the pull rates of each one of these cards? And I'm willing to bet the pull rates are probably just awesome in this set. And that's great. I mean, we've been having such hard pull sets that maybe we finally got the material necessary to have a good set where we are able to get good pull rates again. Because, you know, it felt like Chilling Reign and even Fusion Strike was just a miserable set to pull. But the other downside of that is they give you a great pull rate set and you go back to a Shining Fate scenario. You think Shining Fates has great pull rates and you go to Battle Styles, which actually had decent pull rates. It wasn't bad. And it just feels like it's horrible. And now that we're getting good pull rates on Brilliant Stars, are we going to be seeing that here? Let's see. You know, so it's just going to be kind of interesting to see where everything goes on that. Let's see, Professor Oak. I ripped 10 packs last night of Brilliant Stars and got just one hit. Rest were wow. That's pretty. That's pretty rough, Professor Oak. We did. I on Instagram. I did put up the ETB that we pulled, and we had out of the 8 packs in the ETBs, we had 3 character gallery cards, 3 Vs, and 1 VMAX out of it. So actually, we had huge hits. We've opened a total of 15 packs so far, and we've actually had extremely good pull rates. So it's just hit or miss. I noticed that them single pack, we had 2 single pack blisters that we did, just the cardboard ones, and we didn't get good hits out of those. We actually didn't hit anything in those. 3 pack blisters we did incredibly well on this time. So 3 pack blisters seem to have the hit rates again in it, and then the ETB was pretty phenomenal. We actually had some really good luck pulling out of that. So some of them are really doing well. I think it's just going to be finding the products that actually have the hits. Maybe this time they did go away from the cardboard packs this time, and now you got to go to products. It does shift every now and then. Let's see. I'm waiting for Brilliance. I'm waiting for booster. So, if you're not in the United States, has Brilliant Stars booster boxes hit yet? Because I know Evolving Skies has been out. There should be a reprint here shortly on that. But has Brilliant Stars been released in wherever you're at, Emilio? Because we just got the release on Friday, so they should be out. I don't know if that's. I know Canada had the release. United States, I don't know about Britain or outside or Australia, but I do know that pretty much Canada and United States both had our drop on last Friday, so they should be out by now, I would think. Oh, you opened the Antonio. You opened the Brilliant Stars and exclusive ETB. Yeah, I didn't open mine. It came in and I put it right in storage because I purchased 2 and I only got one of them for some reason. One of my other orders, they canceled one of them on there. I don't know why, especially for as long as it was up for sale. But Pokemon Center sometimes will cancel things randomly. So I only got one of the 2 because I was excited to open one of them, but now it's in storage because I want to keep one of those exclusive ETBs for myself. So that'll be a lot of fun in the future. Even if that doesn't go anywhere, I would love to open some of these exclusive ETBs. There's some really cool things inside of there. So regardless, to me, they're a win either way. Okay, Professor Oak. Always better to be in it and lose out little than regret. And that's just it. When I talk about investing, I always say that I have a $200 budget. For me, $200 budget is for me to open things. I love to just open product. Jacob and I sit there and we don't do the videos anymore just because the algorithm doesn't like it. YouTube, there's so many channels that do openings, big channels, that it's just a fight. And that's why we've kind of gone a direction that we have. So, we still open. Jacob and I take about $200 for each set. We go and buy ETB. We open all the stuff, and it's a lot of fun. I think everybody should open a set, even if you're investing in it. Unless you really do not like to, then yeah, you should definitely get into these sets just so you could see and feel what you're looking at to it. It gives you a really good feeling for what you're actually looking at inside of there. Okay, Blitzkrieg. Yeah, I have a few because of the figure collection caused it hits collectibles aspect and his cards, figurine, and sealed collections looked. Yep, and that's like I said, them figurine collections are nice. I know that there's another Arceus figurine collection coming out, so it looks like Pokemon might be going that direction a little bit. So I believe April 25th there is an Arceus premium figurine collection coming out also. So if you do like the figurine collections, you will have an opportunity at a different style one, not just the Pikachu one, which will be interesting to see if they do the same box. Man, I hope they do a smaller box with that because that Pikachu box was just huge. It was just over, there's so much airspace that it really was a pain to even try and move around. Antonio, yeah, I pulled an alternate art Charizard from the ETB. Yeah, and like I said, I know 2 of my friends have already pulled alternate arts. They bought 2 ETBs, and I think that there's going to be so many of them out there, it's just going to get completely lost in the pricing. Let's see. On Danny Family's Discord, I saw someone post a pic of some of the pull rates. Yeah, and like I said, I know he's usually 24 to 48 hours afterwards. I wasn't on his Discord. I'm on his Instagram and his Twitter and YouTube, and I haven't seen it on any of those. So maybe someone on his Discord itself, maybe not himself, has posted the pull rates that they found. TCG players should be putting theirs up today. I would think we would be seeing some pull rate calculations on there. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see the pull rates, especially on that alternate art Charizard. I'm really curious to see what we're going to be. Let's see. I like my box. Got a Rainbow Rare Trainer, and that's awesome. I have not pulled a V-Star yet, and I have not pulled a Rainbow Rare from the set. But like I said, we've only opened 15 packs, so it's not like we've done a whole mess of things. 15, is my right? 8, 6, 14, 15. Oh, I've opened 16 packs. So we've only opened 16 packs, so I haven't really gotten too deep in this set. I do have a booster box, which is up over my head, and then I got another booster box coming, because I think what we're going to do is when we hit 1,000 subscribers, I might be doing a Brilliant Stars giveaway, so if you guys are interested in that, definitely stay tuned to the channel. Keep up on the community posts, because I have been putting that into community posts, what we're kind of working on. I was trying to decide if we want to do Japanese or English, and everybody kind of went Japanese, but I definitely think it'd be good to do that. I ordered 2 and got 4. Okay, so yeah, your order got cut too, Antonio. And I was curious because they didn't even send me an email on it. All I know is that I got the box, the confirmation for shipment, and I didn't even pay attention, and I got the box, opened it, and there was 1, and then I looked at my order sheet, and my order sheet only said 1, but I know originally I had purchased 2, because I looked at my first order and it said 2, so they just sent me 1. I paid for 1, and they just like canceled the second one off. So I don't know, maybe they did oversell. They sold too many of them possibly, and they just cut everybody's orders down, cut them in half or whatever whenever they ordered multiples. I'm not 100% sure on that. Yeah, I saw that too. I saw that there was 2 people on Facebook that they ordered like one ETB, and they got a whole case of the ETB sent to them. So maybe that's where our extra ones went that we're missing. Sent them to the wrong place, and then they decided to cut the rest of our orders. Be Purple Poker, if you have any questions, just put them up on the stream. I just continually go down through, and as I see questions, I just kind of work through them and answer them. Yeah, you can find yours didn't come in yet, Chavez or Chavez. No, Europe. It's weekend. Okay. Derek said he got 4 of his. Let's see. Well, value-wise, it's not the best to open, but for the fun of memories, it's worth it. And that's where I was at, too. I mean, I don't think that value-wise it's worth opening these up, but I don't know if anybody's noticed, too. All the Pokemon products went up in our stores. Our ETBs are now $45. Our single packs are now $4.50 a pack. And the 3-pack blisters went up $1 also. So we've had an overall increase on all of our Pokemon products, even at MSRP. And that was at Walmart, my local LGS, and also Target. So it was all encompassing. All of them got a price increase of that. So I don't know if that was a nationwide thing, if that was a regional deal or what. But, either way, I think that we have an increase now on these. So MSRP just kind of moved up. I also saw some of the older products, so like those Pikachu Premium Collection V boxes that I talked about. They were $19.99, and now they are $24.99. So they've gone up $5 also. So I'm curious to see if it's going to be on all V boxes, everything from now on. Even the Reshiram Charizard boxes I saw, they went up $5 even in Walmart with the stock that they already had. Didn't restock it; they just increased the price, and I don't know if that happened at the first of the year or if there was some other reason behind it. Modern investing is like buying toilet paper. You throw your money away. Well, you could tell that to the people with base set booster boxes and let me know how you think about that. Modern investing it's investing. I mean, regardless what you do, are you going to be getting the gains that you're going to be seeing out of what you saw in base set and Watsi era stuff? Probably not. I always consider Watsi era its own era, anyways. When we turned into Pokemon USA, it completely changed the formula on how Pokemon was printed, and I don't think any of these booster boxes in this era will ever compete with like a base set booster box. I mean, you got EX Deoxys does extremely well. You know, Pokemon Catcher, if you're looking at it, is trying to make $100,000 in the booster box, you'll never do it. But will Evolving Skies go up to 150, 200, 250 in the next 5 years? More than likely, it's probably pretty consistent. It's pretty consistently been able to do that since Black and White. I mean, we've seen that hand over hand, and it's just kind of interesting that, you know, if you're looking at big gains, if you're looking at huge, huge $100,000 booster boxes, probably not going to happen. There's going to be too much print. There's way too much of it out there to do that. But there's always ways to invest, cycle, and make money inside of modern Pokemon. Even modern singles, I think that in 15 years, a lot of these singles, even if you wanted to sit on them, Baby Shinies included, Rainbow Rares, Gold Trainers, all those, or Gold Pokemon, all of them are going to do extremely well in the future and definitely continue to go up in price. Let's see. B Purple Poker. As someone who creates content on Pokemon TCG investing, what is your opinion on Gold Star, Shinies, and Crystals? How do you view these types of cards in the Pokemon investment context? In a Pokemon investment context, I feel right now that they're a little bit on the high side, but they're also in an iconic card of their eras. Especially Gold Stars. If you actually look at GX or the EX era, right back there when the Gold Stars were going on in that time frame, there's some lower price Gold Stars, of course. The non hyped Pokemon are a little bit lower, but then you go to the Mewtwo, those kind of characters, those cards do extremely well. A Mewtwo is running about $8,500 right now, which is just crazy on the pricing on those. But like I said, it's just one of those things that Gold Stars are a chase of a certain time. And I think that as time moves on and as we see things go on, I think those cards will hold value. I think that they'll be a good investment. I don't see them being a bad investment. Level Access 2 would also be a good opportunity. They're also they're an iconic card from an era. And they're also really sought after. Myself, I chase Gold Stars. To me, Level X's aren't as popular to me because this is where I talk about generational. I was getting out of Pokemon when Level X came out. I was there during Shiny Pokemon in the Neo era, and I was through it with the Gold cards through the EX eras. And those are definitely my favorite cards. My favorite card is probably that Mewtwo Gold Star that I have nowhere near enough capital to purchase. And I would love to get one, but someday maybe, or I'll end up just buying a low quality one just so I can have it because I do love the artwork on that card. I do like that card. And it's the same with crystal cards. There's a lot of crystal cards that are doing $30,000 for PSA 10s. Even raws are down in the $2,000-$3,000 a card, and that's going to really continue, I think, on those cards just because of the exclusivity of them. They also, the other part is too, is that they were easy to damage because of the hollow foil or the crystal foil on them made them so that they are not going to be as easy to get in them high grades, which of course pushes up that low pop on the grading side of it, which makes it more of an investment term as you go up, as they continue to go through. Let's see. I like the deck box. I play and am always making decks. Yeah, I know. I try not to anymore because I've got like 6 deck boxes over here. Each set, I think I have a deck box now, except for Fusion Strike. I haven't built a battle deck for that. My main deck that I have been going to tournaments with is probably set like still 60% battle styles. I have shifted out a little bit of it, but I still do like the rapid strike and battle styles, and I do still use that currently. I need to look at moving some Fusion Strike cards, see if there's anything worth putting into that rapid strike category for myself. Sorry, my thing keeps jumping. Speaking of figurine collections, personally, I don't see many of the mythical squishy collections. My target to my knowledge, only stocked 3 times. Did anyone else have a different experience? Terry, my Target had a ton of them. Every time I went there, they were sitting there. It could just be the distribution and how it laid out. My Target is in a bigger town, so maybe they did get more of them there. I don't know. Personally, I just don't see that mythical squishy collection being as hot just because there's only a few good packs in it. It's not like the Reshiram and Charizard and the Pikachu Zegron box where there's actually a lot of packs with the 2 gold cards inside of it. That squishy collection, I know some people say collect it. I didn't collect any of them. I think that there's a lot of airspace, and them squishies just are not going to be a great value, in the future. People aren't going to be drawn to that box as much as they are with that gold card with the Reshiram Charizard and Pikachu Zegrom. Can't wait for the Umbra. I know. I like to complete my tin collection. I mean, that's kind of a cool one that they started making a tin collection. I don't normally collect tins, but I am an Evolutions fan, so yeah, like I said, I will be buying one of each one of those tins just to carry on. And then I'm trying to think, are we still missing 2? We don't have a Glaceon or a Leafeon tin yet. Because I've got the Flareon, Vaporeon, and Jolteon. So, it'd be kind of cool. Northwoods, do you think the new mobile game for playing cards will bring more people in? I don't know if it'll bring more people in the hobby. I think it'll make it a little bit more functional, but because you had to play it on a computer before, which was probably one of my downsides why I didn't play the old Pokemon TCG online, is just I didn't have time to sit on my computer, and if I was waiting somewhere, I might have played it more. But from my experience, even with Pokemon Go, I don't think people that are into the electronic game versions of things get into the TCG too often. The only time that would actually up anything is if they are looking for code cards. But there are enough people online opening and giving away code cards because we are opening that I don't think that there is any reason for that to really increase the amount of people in the actual Pokemon cardboard card side of things. That's just my thoughts on that one. I don't think that we're going to see a huge increase of people because of that. Antonio, I mean, one place, one order of 2 in these. Oh, gotcha. I thought you got 2 of your 4. You got doubled up. See, I've been seeing that a lot, Antonio. I don't know. I got gypped, and everybody else is getting cases when they ordered 1. Why couldn't I get that lucky? Here I am, an investor, not going to open these things or sell them for quite a bit of time, and I get gypped. It's about my luck. It's my Charizard luck continuing on. When is Dan opening the MTG beta pack? I actually did want to see that, and I was going to go check out his channel to see when he was going to do that. Antonio said that I saw him flash, and I didn't really try and click on it because what I've seen is sometimes they flash them back up there, but if you go to try and actually order it, it'll say not available. So I don't know why, and it doesn't say sold out. I've tried that before on the Fusion Strike one. It came back up. I went to go purchase it, and when I went to go purchase it, it wouldn't let me complete the order because it said out of stock. So it may just be one of their glitches on their site on that part of it. Yes, stop. I hate the wave system too. Personally, I'd rather just see everything come out at one big hit and then just kind of dig through it. The wave system, if they were to use the wave system, I think it could be having its advantages. But talking to some other bigger distributors and stuff, they pretty much said the wave system won't help be like a gate control to, like some of us speculated they could use it to judge how much product to release. So if something was selling really good, they could increase the next wave or decrease the next wave if it's selling bad, like Fusion Strike. They could go, okay, we're going to down that next wave and try and do like a gate control to keep the keep the product out there, and I don't think that they're actually going to be doing that. I think the wave system just needs to go back to the way it was, and I feel like a lot of LGSs would 100% agree with that statement. It's just more just like you saw back in October when they just get pounded with those reprints because, well, this reprint's delayed and then this one's early and this one's on time and then we got a new set, and it just completely buried them right before the end of the year. Let's see. Nope, girlfriend. So yeah, even you've got a rainbow rare part or a rainbow rare already. These pull rates are going to be extremely high. I think they're going to be extremely easy to pull some of these cards, and like I said, that's where buying buying these cards pre-release can really be a huge detriment. So be careful if you're going to be doing that. Definitely something that I don't know. It just seems like their pull rates are just going to be huge. There's going to be a lot of cards out of this Brilliant Stars set, and they may have just done that intentionally to get people back into it. I mean, it gets exciting. Fusion Strike was boring. I hated Fusion Strike because it was hard to pull anything, kind of like Chilling Rain. Evolving Skies was fun. The pull rates were moderate, but there were so many options to pull things that it was fun. So yeah, I think that there's going to be a lot of cards coming out of this Brilliant Stars, but as an investment aspect, that's not a good thing because that means all these cards are going to drop really far, and there'll be a lot of them out in the population. Stomp Killer, what MSRP is higher? Just in general, my Walmart and Target raise their prices. I don't know if that's been everywhere. I don't know if that's just this region. Sometimes I hear some areas said they had price increases 6 months ago. Now we just saw a price increase. The cardboard sleeves went from 418 to 448. The ETBs went from 39.98 to 44.98, and then the 3-pack blisters went from 12.98 to 13.98. Also saw the Charizard Reshiram box went up $5 because that was 49.98 and now it's 55.98 at Walmart. So I'm just using Walmart on a lot of these, and it's just kind of interesting to see that we've got a price increase, and I don't know if that was done. I haven't heard a lot of people complaining about it, so I don't know if that was a nationwide deal or if that was just a our area deal. If you if you'd have to bet on one Sword and Shield set to do good long term, it's Evolving Skies. So many I agree. That and the pull rates were pretty moderate on that set, so it gives people an incentive to buy more of it. I think that Evolving Skies is actually still. I'll see. I mean, when I get more and more into Brilliant Stars here, I'll be able to really make a call on it. But I'm with you. I think that Evolving Skies is still a banger of a set, and it hits, both the Dragon people and it hits the Evolution people. It's an overall set. There's just a ton in it. This one has a lot of Charizard and Arceuses, so if you like Charizard and Arceus, of course, there are a ton of them in here for you on this set. I mean, there's 6 Arceuses and 5 Charizards in this set, so there's a lot to choose from on those two fronts. TCG grading. I was listening in earlier about the bad pull rates from the last couple sets, and to me it seemed like Pokemon just kept adding more and more secret rares and larger overall sets. They really cut back. Yeah, and that's just it. I don't know. We were talking about that. Were we seeing the fact that they couldn't? Did these have bad pull rates because of the lack of material? We know that they were behind on printing. We know that they were having issues with trying to get the print rates, the printing done on time. Fusion Strike didn't get the print levels that it was expecting at first. A lot of these sets were way behind, like Battle Styles was pushed back on its print. Celebrations couldn't make the print internationally. They just focused on the United States and then ended up pushing the international back 2 weeks. And was that the reason for the bad pull rates? I mean, if they don't have the material to make the cards, then of course they're going to change the full pull rates. And it's just kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy to think that they would just not put as many cards in there, but And if you're trying to still produce and people are still buying and things are continually moving forward, then why would you sit there and start cutting, why would you start cutting production instead of just making pull rates harder? People still buy more, still people just continue to try and find these chase cards. So it really doesn't hurt Pokemon International's feelings. And then here's going to be your makeup set. Now your pull rates are going to be fantastic because they've got the material, they've had time. I mean, we've had 3.5 months since, almost 4 months since the release of Fusion Strike. So now they've had a ton of time to print Brilliant Stars and actually make a great, well-rounded, big set with good pull rates to make everybody come back and be happy. Because I know there's a lot of people getting frustrated with the pull rates. Fusion Strike to me just was one of them that just drove me crazy because it did not have good pull rates in it whatsoever. Let's see, Derek. I got a case of booster boxes. Going to sell it before Wave 2 hits and buy back when. That's honestly, that's what I do a lot of times, Derek. Battle Styles, I did that. I mean, I told you that in a video back in August or September that I took Battle Styles. I purchased Battle Styles. I sold 2 boxes or 3 boxes of the 4 because then I kept one back with no cost. Took that money and rolled it into Evolving Skies. And it can be a continuing, keeping rolling things forward and making things go. Or if you want it, let it go high and then sell when it hits the next wave, purchase it all back. That's a way to use this wave system. That's one of the ways I do like the wave system is that you can play it for the short game. If you're looking to try and roll money to be able to get those long-term investment items, you can play the short game with this modern stuff with the wave system because since the wave system has started in Battle Styles, we can really see the up down trend that we continually see, and you can jump on that wave on each end of it and get your product for low and sell it high, and then buy it again low, and you end up making a little bit of profit in between by doing that. Stomp Killer, I'm gonna be the same old boosters, but not gonna be the same price, but still higher. Yeah, I mean, they will go up. Let me see if I read that. It's going to be the same as old booster. I don't think it's going to be the same as the old booster boxes. I think if you were to look at Black and White Forward, even Heart Gold, Soul Silver, I think we'll be pretty consistent with that for pricing. But I don't think that we're going to be anywhere near like Watsi era stuff with the pricing in 15, 20 years. It's just, there's too much production comparatively to the older sets of Watsi. And that's going to always affect the market. I mean, maybe 30, 40 years down the line, yeah, maybe they would catch Watsis at that point. But the fact of the matter is that even in modern, you have to remember, if you are looking at speculating or investing into this, you need to realize that you are not going to be chasing for 15 to 20-year-old $10,000 to $20,000 booster boxes. You're realistically looking at $1,000 to $2,000, maybe $3,000 booster boxes. I mean, we can look at Black and White as a good historical marker to that we are seeing $2,500 booster boxes at 9 years, 10 years. So if you follow those trends, I think that would be the more realistic path that you would be on for the 15-year investment time frame. Also remember that Sword and Shield is also probably one of the heaviest printed sets since Evolution's time period. So once again, the what do they call it? Pokemon Go boom caused a lot of higher print rates in those items. Even Roaring Skies was one of them that they had a low print rate, and then they went back and they printed a ton of it, which increased it. So some of those sets aren't doing as well as even Black and White sets just because of print rates. Honestly, I think that there's some good opportunities in Sun and Moon for that because a lot of the Sun and Moon sets have low print rates. Ultra Prism was actually really low. Unified Minds, all of those are actually fairly low print rates comparatively to any of the Sword and Shield era. And relatively, they're sitting at about $300 booster boxes, $400 booster boxes right now. But that gives you some great opportunities to be a lower print run, which means rarity is higher in the long run of the investment scheme. TCG Player K on Secret Rares. I have a reverse hollow pull slot with a trainer gallery. Makes it feel like we get a great pack way more often. And yeah, we do. I've hit a lot more trainer gallery cards than I have any of the actual pull cards on this thing. On Brilliant Stars, It's just like so far what I'm seeing is it's the same as Cosmic Eclipse. And I don't know how many people in the chat were opening during Cosmic Eclipse when because I was, and it seems like to me the pull rates are the same. You pull more trainer gallery cards than you do the actual pull cards, especially Rainbow Rare, the secret rare slot, and it still makes for a really fun pack. Cosmic Eclipse is always it's still one of my most favorite sets to open. Brilliant Stars may be the new modern one to do that, but I definitely do enjoy the Cosmic Eclipse opening experience for that with that trainer gallery inside that reverse rare slot, and then you can get a lot of double bangers too, where you're getting a lot of trainer gallery V, trainer gallery full art, trainer gallery, all the other things. So it makes it more of an exciting set to open when it comes down to it. Antonio, I saw a video where a seller on eBay. Okay, I saw a video where on eBay sent a card not Pokemon but expensive, and had to get authenticate. And when the card reached the buyer, it was damaged. Wonder what eBay is going to. I don't know. I saw that too, and I don't know what that is going to entail for them. I know I didn't understand if that had gone through eBay's new authentication program, or if that was done with some kind of other authentication. I'm guessing through theirs because they were making a big deal about the authentication process. And with it reaching the buyer damaged, I would think that Pokemon or eBay is going to be taking that responsibility on themselves. Um, they're claiming it's their authentication process. They're claiming the card is safe. They claim the card is correct, accurate, and a real card. So if it makes it through their authentication process, gets sent to the seller, and the seller has it damaged in the process, then and I guess it comes down to did the authentication claim that it was damaged prior? If they put it as damaged when they received it, then of course then it's gonna go back to the seller. But I don't know. It's gonna be kind of interesting to see how that one plays out. It's gonna be the first challenge I think of that authentication process the eBay put into place. Been watching Shiny Gray for a while now. It's my Grail card. It hasn't come down in price, but creeping up. So, yeah, I know. I hear you. I keep watching that Mewtwo Gold Star too, and it keeps kind of creeping up instead of down. I was hoping to come back, but such is life with some of these little bit fancier, higher end, rare cards. So, I mean, I don't have the money to jump on it. Even if it keeps creeping up, there ain't nothing I'm going to do about it right now. I just don't have $6,500 sitting around to just put on one card. So that's just going to continue to just kind of evade me for a while. Maybe someday. Yeah, I don't see much talk about the investability of those cards, and I know those cards are investable. I think, like we were just talking about in the comment above, they are creeping up slowly. They are slowly moving in that direction. That tells me that they are still being bought and purchased and moved. But the problem is that the cost, once again, it depends on what kind of investor you are. If you're looking for these higher end items, such as gold stars, whether they're graded or raw, or if you're looking for certain boxes that are sealed, there is always an investability factor inside of them. But it just comes down to cost and how much time you want to wait in order to be able to see that investment come to fruition. I mean, we hear some people talk about tournament cards. We hear people talk about, going after Charizards, PSA 10 cards from Watsi and spending money on them. And it could be 10, 15 years before you see any tangible investment out of them cards because of how big they are and how slowly they increase in the market. So I guess it's just a question of what you're trying to do, be Purple Poker, when you're trying to look at the investment side of this. Derek Fine plan. Yeah. Mewtwo, amazing. Yeah, I do love that card. Thank you. Okay, let's see. You guys saw the Gen 5 starters. Seems like a new expansion will be taking place in Spain. It's called Scarlet. Well, we did know sort. I actually we had talks, and I talked to Pokenav before he shut down his channel, and I talked to a couple other guys in the distributing side, trying to find out where the time frame was for the end of Sword and Shield, and realistically, most eras are 3 years, so we would be looking at January of 2023 would be the end of Sword and Shield, roughly. It could be plus or minus a few months. We were concerned with this Legends of Arceus that this is a new game dynamic, a complete new game reload like they did for Sword and Shield. The thought process is that could have been the turning point where Brilliant Stars could have been the last set of Sword and Shield, and that's why we were wondering if that's why we're seeing kind of a reprint of Cosmic Eclipse, because Cosmic Eclipse was the final with all the trainer gallery cards, all the secret rares, golds, all the stuff that we're seeing now in Brilliant Stars was kind of a reprint or redistribution of Cosmic Eclipse in the Sword and Shield era. And there was a lot of talk that this was going to be the last set of Sword and Shield just because of that Legends Arceus. Typically within 2 to 3 months afterwards, we see the end of an era. And we're seeing the new starters coming now. We're seeing the new kind of talks of the, like you said, in Spain with the new dynamic coming out there. And we'll be seeing. I don't know how much longer Sword and Shield's going to be around. I mean, it could switch at any time now. And with Legends of Arceus being released, it could be the next set for all we know. That could be the last one. So we'll be seeing. I know we do have the Pokemon Go set coming. I don't know. Is anybody excited about the Pokemon Go set coming? That one wasn't. Saw some of the artwork from that. It just looks like they took Pokemon Go photos and photoshopped them into the cards. So I don't know what I'm going to feel about that one. It'll be kind of interesting when we get a little closer. But just wondering what your guys' opinions are on that. Collection boxes are a pain to keep minty. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm seeing with these Pikachu figurine boxes. There's just so much plastic, them little clear plastic things that they start to sink. Oh, that would suck. Getting a Reshiram boxes, and they're all wrecked. Yeah, that'd be rough. Okay, yeah, I'll check out Dan's channel and see. I know we talked about it last Sunday, so I was just curious if that. I knew he said he was going to be doing that this weekend. I didn't know if I missed it or if it was still coming. I'd like to buy MetaZoo Nightfall First Edition booster boxes for 200. What do you think? MetaZoo is MetaZoo. I for 220 with what we've seen with the first edition of Cryptic Nation, 220 doesn't seem too bad of a price point at this time for a first edition booster box. I would take my chances on one. I just bought a case of second edition Cryptic Nation boxes. To me, it was worth the gamble on the second edition. Once again, it's a limited print run. There's only going to be, I think, 100,000 of them or 140,000 of those boxes. So I don't know. MetaZoo is just still up in the air for me. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with it. I would still like to see some of these some of these local LGSs and LCSs get some tournament play. Because if I can get tournament play in them, I am going to feel a lot more comfortable at the end of the day with this set. It doesn't have an anime to fall back on. It doesn't have real tournament players yet. The second edition gave the ability to, but still, there's not too many people out there that are going to buy a $220 first edition box, tear it open to go play in the TCG tournament at their local LGS. So it's still, to me, I know some people are for it, some people are against it. I took a risk on the second edition boxes. When they were 80, I got them for $82 a box. To me, it was worth taking the risk or the gamble. But I'm on the fence at 220. Like I said, even at 250 when Cryptic Nation came out, I just can't see putting that risk out there until I see a TCG at this point. They're getting to the age where they got to get their feet on the ground. They got to get tournament play. They've got to start building on this stuff. And if they don't, they're going to really start having having some downsides to where this will be a speculation of paper only and not a TCG any longer. It's just moving shiny cardboard or colored cardboard around. And at that point, it's going to completely fall in on itself. So there's risks still, a lot of risks in my opinion on MetaZoo. I'd be a little bit more comfortable at 220 with Nightfall. Even 250 now. It's just it's kind of your call. You'd have to do your own risk analysis on that and really make the decision for yourself on that for sure. I feel like the wave system gives you. Yeah, Antonio, I could see that too. They could use the wave system to really jack the prices. I know there's one LGS here in town. I don't go to them because normally on a release date it used to be 100 to 110 for a booster box of like even Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike, and even Brilliant Stars. I was picking up the booster box at my local LGS for $110. To me, that's reasonable on a release date. But then I go across because the eBay and all that other stuff. I go to the other one in town just to see, and they're charging $155 for a booster box on release day. It's like you're charging the secondary market price at your local LGS, and you're getting them for $75 a booster box roughly. Maybe if you're a low end distributor, probably $78 to $79 a booster box. So you're just price gouging at this point because of what the secondary market is. And he always has them in stock because not too many people buy them. They'd rather go and hunt on eBay or hunt at other LGSs. And if you want one that bad, I guess it is available to you even at the low time in the market. He always has products, so he always keeps it there. The prices might have gone up because the distributor might be charging a bit more. Yeah, and that's what I'm wondering because it's all the big stores mainly. It's in locally here. Antonio, I think that MJ Holding must increase their distributor costs finally because last year Pokemon prices didn't go up even during the craziness, while even our LGSs and stuff were getting a price increase. So I'm willing to bet at the first of the year their contracts ran out between MJ Holding and Pokemon International, and what they ended up doing was finally raising the prices at the end of the year, or MJ Holding to Walmart and Target, because they do have usually contractual agreements for 6 months or a year, and that might have ran out, which gave them the opportunity to increase that price finally locally here, and probably Walmart's probably across the country are probably going to go up, I'm guessing. Let's see. Fellas, Brilliant Star singles will be worthless for long. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're just going to drop really far. You think Celebration products will be printed again? From my friend and the distributor, yes, we are going to see a third wave of Celebrations. Second wave is going out right now. My Walmart's here just got completely hammered with Celebrations. We got Sylveon, Charizard boxes, mini tins. We got ETBs that they had 20 ETBs on the shelf. So second wave is rolling out right now, right on schedule for that 3 to 4 month range. And talking to my friend and distributor, yes, he said they are planning on a third wave. And he said that's for sure. So we are still going to see the 3-wave system on Celebrations. As expected, the exclusive items are gone though. So anything on Pokemon Center as of the 26th was pulled down from Pokemon Center. So that's the hats, the playmats, the tins, all that kind of stuff are all now gone. But the actual store bound or distributor level stuff will still be available. Oh, TCG, did you pick up some Brilliant Stars booster boxes and ETBs? Yes, I did, Roy. I have. Well, I was supposed to get 2 of the exclusive. I only got 1 of my exclusive ETBs because I want to open one. I did get 2 ETBs. One still sealed for my collection. One we opened. And I did get 1 booster box here, and I have another one coming. It'll be here on Monday that I had ordered off of eBay off of the store. So I did get some Brilliant Stars. I've only opened about 16 packs so far. I've been trying to maintain my $200 budget, even though this set is going to be extremely hard to do so. Trust me, I really want to open more of this. It's really fun to open this set, and Jacob loves it. So we'll see if I can keep it in my $200 budget for the opening on this, but I am not going to guarantee anything on that right now. Also, way more people hold sealed product now. Yeah, Eric, there are a lot more people holding sealed product, but currently, I think that there's a lot more people opening too. Products are still being absorbed incredibly fast, and we still have these big channels, and we're having breakers, and all these small channels are opening booster boxes for giveaways for fun, and that really does continue to chew down that supply, especially as we keep up with people viewing it. These viewers are going up. None of these big channels are going backwards on viewers, so that tells me the people that are in it are really having a lot of fun watching the Pokemon TCG, watching their products be opened. And if that's the case, they will continue to open these products, especially as time goes on. You're going to see more and more of that get burned up, in which that will drive up the price more. And yeah, it could be Chevelle's. I think that Hidden Fates was far superior to Shining Fates. Shining Fates was just a let's do it again type deal, and they just threw in different characters into it from the Sword and Shield era. While Hidden Fates was it still is. It's one of the best sets of modern Pokemon, and I think it'll always hold that title unless something really fantastic comes out. Hidden Fates brought me back into this. Cosmic Eclipse brought me back into Pokemon TCG, so I really started moving into that when that came out, and I really enjoy it and love that. So, like I said, it's just it's you're absolutely right that Shining Fates is far inferior to the Hidden Fates. We will see what Brilliant Stars with compared to Cosmic Eclipse. I enjoy the Sword and Shield one, Bright Brilliant Stars, a lot more so far. I think they have a lot better character arts. They have a lot better gold cards. They have a lot of things inside of it. So I think that there's definitely going to be a good thing there. Let's see. We got Derek Lavender. I don't like PK's take on this. It's more. Oh yeah, and absolutely, I think he's right on. Pokeknowledge is perfect on that. Let's get a couple Marnie boxes at or under MSRP is not a bad thing. I think you're definitely it still sticks down to the same thing. The more exclusive, the better it is. If you can be more exclusive, the better the return will be in the end. That's why I do like the Walmart and the Target Reshiram or the GameStop Pikachu Zegron boxes. I think there's a lot of them now. They're expensive. They're really good to have. And they're going to be really good assets in the future. Same with the exclusive boxes from the, Pokemon Center. Those will be extremely good in the future too, just because they're limited compared to a regular ETB. And we know that once they pull them off of the Pokemon Center, we'll probably not be seeing any reprints of those. They haven't done reprints of them. I think what we've seen come back are canceled orders, that kind of stuff. They keep so many back in case of damage, lost, and all that losses and shipping, and then they resell them one more time to get rid of that stock, and then they're done. Yeah. Yeah, and that's a little further out than normal, but yeah, the expansion, I know it's coming quick. It's just a matter of where. So don't know how I feel about the new starters. I'll have to wait to see the full evolution line. Yeah, I do too. I want to see where they go. Starters are one thing, and they're always cute and bubbly, but where they actually end up and what their skills are is really going to be the real seller for them. So time will tell. We'll be seeing as we get a little bit closer to the release on this stuff how it's going to perform. Yeah, Antonio, they're best to put them in a hard container somehow. I wish I would have found them in a case. If I had gotten a case of 6 or 7 of them, it would be a really nice, because that way they wouldn't collapse and crush themselves, because gravity really does a toll on them being just on a shelf themselves. Because mine's bowing right where the plastic is, because there's just that little strip of cardboard, and that's bowing down just because it's sitting on the shelf. There's nothing on it. It's just it has no reinforcement there for long term, and it's just giving out slowly. I keep trying to rotate the box around to try and keep it from doing that, but It's going to be inevitable. I don't think that box is going to hold up very well. That's why I'm glad I only did one of them. Let's see here. Water, what does he got? I have not listed anything since the big boom, but now my collection is too big. Should I just sort through everything, make piles of things I want to keep and things? Honestly, I've always had stuff listed. I burned up everything at the beginning of the boom, and then I didn't list anything and didn't buy anything, just kind of sat for investment purposes. But actually, right now, if it's a lot of modern stuff right now, Water, it's moving fairly well. I can tell you, even from our sales, if I list something right now and I'm right dead center of the price point of them, like on the market of TCG Player, that they go really fast. They sell extremely well, and they've been doing really good at moving in that point. So if you don't want it, really separate it down for what you think will be really good in the future. If you think they're going to be good selling items, keep them. And if you think that they're going to be mediocre, especially as they're getting a year or two old, you can really sit there and see how they're doing. And if they're gaining or if they're moving or if there's been a ton of reprints at this point, you can really, really segregate that out and kind of clean out now. And, most products are selling really quick. So you have some good opportunities to just get that money and maybe move it into a better selling item or a better performing item now that we can see where the history is going on some of these products. Um, the things that I don't want. Should I be listing the things? And Water, that's completely up to you. I mean, if you want to completely start over with your collection, I mean, that's always an option. List everything. And that stuff that you don't want to sell, maybe necessarily list towards the high side because then they'll be slower selling items. And if they don't sell, then you keep them. I mean, that's kind of sometimes a better way to do it. It's a good way to look at it, anyways, to definitely give yourself choices in that matter. I think only Kickstarter. Derek, yeah, I absolutely. That's what I mean. Metazoo to me is just kind of a. I'm not 100% sure on it. I really want to see some stability on this. This is the first TCG I've seen in a long time that really doesn't have a tournament play base to it right away. Flesh and Blood really got a tournament play underneath it really quick. My Heroes Academia's even got tournament play underneath it, and it has an anime backup to it. So they've got two popular functions behind it. And Flesh and or MetaZoo now is what 6, almost 7 months in, and I'm not. None of my local LGSs have any tournament play scheduled for it. And if that's the case, we really need to see that factor because if it don't get legs underneath it here, it's going to be an issue. First edition Cryptic Nation may just hold value even if it doesn't succeed, just because of the hype and the people that were moving it around and the popularity behind it. Yeah, Water. I mean, it's a hard decision. It's just kind of up to you on what you want to do. Let me see what he say. Water. I personally think it's fun. Useful. Yeah, I was just gonna say I like to keep track of my stuff on Pokedata. I mean, that site came out, and I've really enjoyed being able to really track what's happening and see the trends on these products. If you need money, of course, that's a completely different item. If you're already this far in, you may just want to, start over and recoup and then come back after some cheaper products where you could save some money out of it. But also, if you're just keeping track of it, sometimes you can see the good performing items, the better performing items, hold them and stay with them, and really definitely capitalize on those and sell the ones that aren't doing as well and make back your money right away and put it towards something else. Yeah, it is a hard decision. I will say that. It's a difficult decision to try and decide how you want to do it. And it really just depends on yourself and what you're trying to do in the long run. I mean, if you're trying to grow a portfolio of products, then you're definitely going to want to hold some products back. And if you're just trying to recoup your money and then maybe recoup yourself and really look at it in a different way, you may want to just sell everything out and make that decision and kind of go there. I think people are already starting to use their tax return monies towards Brilliant Stars. I think Brilliant Stars is going to be the tax return money dump out point for a lot of people. So it will. I mean, people are going to use that as another jumping point. I don't think we're going to see any huge market gains or market changes because of it. I think it's just going to be Brilliant Stars is going to be a good hit for that, and I think that's partially why Pokemon really focused on getting a lot of print out for Brilliant Stars. They were planning on that. Like I said in a previous video, the way that Brilliant Stars is going to work and how the market was going to go around Brilliant Stars was going to depend on that print rate. If it was a high print run, then it was going to have very little effect on most of the other market. If it was a lower print run, people are going to have hype and FOMO. What happens is if they don't print enough product, they go everything around it. So then we would have seen Fusion Strike, Evolving Skies, even Chilling Rain get sucked into the black hole of Brilliant Stars because of the shortages. I think they printed plenty of product from what I see, and we're not going to be seeing as much change on the market around it, and I don't think that the tax returns is going to really drive that black hole any bigger either. Water, I see your comment here on the bottom. It's pokedata.io is the one that I use. I like it just because it gives me real feed off of eBay and also gives me the TCG pricing on a lot of those items. So it's definitely good to watch what's happening and see how things are moving. They give you good graphs and you can really break it down. All right, let's see. It is, Derek. I mean, it is good practice to just do that. Some items I don't sell, but other things are constantly rotating. Yep. Okay. PokeJace made a video, just not that. Celebrations will have no reprints. I hope they have. I saw that video from PokeJace, and the issue is I think he's going off of the eBay or the Pokemon Center email that came out. There were a lot of videos that said that there will be no more Celebrations reprints, and we're right in one right now. So we are going to see reprints. I honestly think that that's where that information's coming from out there. And talking to distributors, no, they're still planning on one more reprint of Celebrations at least. And I don't know how much is going to come after that. Like I said, it's only a holiday set, or the 5-year set, so we don't know how far they're going to go past the first 3 waves. But let's be honest, Celebrations disappeared out of the stores again pretty quick. Even the new reprint that went through, there were 20 boxes last weekend, and this weekend they're down to 9. So that is moving still with Brilliant Stars being there, still sold out pretty well with the fact that there is a new set coming. So Celebrations is still, people enjoy opening Celebrations. I enjoy opening Celebrations. I enjoy seeing the old cards. So once again, it's just going to be one of them things that I think that PokeJace got his information from that email from Poke Center, and he's also in Britain. So maybe Britain isn't getting a reprint. That I don't know. I don't know where his sources is for that, but I do know the U.S. sources tell me that there's still one more print coming of Celebrations. We are in a reprint now. We were getting it in the stores last weekend, and it sounds like they're talking May. There'll be another one. So we will be seeing the 3 prints. It could be just that he's in Britain, too. That could be the big change for him. All right, Antonio, you have a good day also. Let's see. Where are you at? Hard decision. Let's see. What's your take on Brilliant Stars? I'm not really interested in the set. The Trainer Gallery cards seem great, but the value will tank with all the hits folks are getting. Yeah, and we just talked about that, Yellow. It's To me, I like the set. I enjoy it, but I enjoyed Cosmic Eclipse too. I enjoyed that trainer gallery in Cosmic Eclipse. I enjoyed the set in general, and I think the Brilliant Stars is a lot of fun. I think it's fun to open. As an investment scheme, I don't know if there's going to be, like you said, in the singles, I don't think there's going to be a lot of investment. The good news is that if it's this easy to get that many pull rates, as an investment side, if you wait to the second wave and you purchase these products on the second wave when they come out, people are enjoying this set for opening. If there's this kind of pull rates, people get hits. If you can get a booster box that you're guaranteed to get hits in it, isn't it just that much more fun to purchase it? Aren't you willing to spend a little bit more money on that box? I'm always hesitant to pay for boxes like Battle Styles and Chilling Reign and Fusion Strike because those boxes don't have as many hits. You know that they're really watered down for hits. And when you get that, you don't want to spend the money. Investment-wise, I look at it going, great hits, lots of hits. People are excited with hits. If you're excited with opening a booster box, you know you're getting a lot of hits. You're going to buy more of it. You're going to want to get that hits. That's the endorphins. That's the addiction side of it. If you're getting those kind of hits and you're getting that kind of excitement out of it, there's a great investability to this to be able to sell this, especially second wave, buy it when it drops, hold it just like Evolving Skies, and you will see it go back up again after that, and you'll be able to make some, make a little bit of money just by doing that part of it. Long-term hold, I don't know. Cosmic Eclipse does very well. So as a long-term hold, it does extremely good. Once again, it's an exciting set to open. So that could lead to that kind of investment also. So like I said, that's kind of my feelings on it. And that's just it. Derek, I don't see it up here. I mean, we haven't had celebrations really in any of our big box stores since beginning of December. I want to say probably 2 weeks before Christmas. They ran out of ETBs. They ran out of all the collection boxes. And we haven't had any celebrations in our big box stores, Walmart, Target, or what's the other one? There's one other one. And they just kind of, even my LGSs, they had a couple of the tins. The holiday tins came out in Christmas, so those were there. But after them disappeared January, I don't think there's been any celebrations in the stores. You just couldn't find them. So it might be maybe our area. I mean, distributors all do things differently, but we're all through MJ Holdings, so I don't know. The distributor I talked to isn't an MJ Holding. They're in another one here in Wisconsin. And they said that they are planning on seeing more reprints. They are getting one now. They said they were just working on distributing it. And our local LGS has got it last Friday. So I don't know. I'm not 100% sure that the distributor that I talked to says that they're planning on it. So or know that there's one more coming. Well, the stuff we buy for fun isn't always the same as the stuff I buy. Oh yeah, Professor Oak, definitely. There's definitely different. We always have multiple pots, and that's what I said is the hardest part about doing investing in Pokemon. If you are excited about opening it, it's very difficult to keep it sealed. You want to open it because you enjoy it, and you want to rip that seal. You want to get into it. You want to check it out. You want to do that stuff, but definitely it's fun to keep it both ways, one sealed, one open. And just keep them separated and just keep 2 different pots knowing that that's your plan on it the whole time. I do bins, put them in bins right away so that I know that those bins are for the sealed or for investment. And then these ones, sometimes my display ones and stuff are from my collection or possibly opening. So that's kind of my thought process on it. But, well, I see that we're all caught up in the chat here. And we are at an hour and a half. So I guess I'm going to sit here and just call it a day on that one. If you guys got any other quick questions I can do, I can hit you up real quick. If not, I'm just going to call it quits. And we will see, hopefully next week we can get something set up here to do an actual dual discussion on here. Make sure we get everything ironed out for that. And other than that, we will see you guys next time. And thank you for joining us. If you haven't done it yet, please hit the like button and make sure you hit the subscribe button before you leave. That'd be greatly appreciated. Otherwise, we will see